new show that's breaking all the rules. Started out from VA and now we on the move. From local to global, cause we got something to prove. We came from the bottom, now we at the tippy top. To hold it down for our people, cause we all we got. This a cold, cold world, but we keeping it hot. What else get you on the line, ain't no time to stop. All work over here, still we having fun. Yeah, we say it like it is, ain't no holding our tongue. Go get us on the team, yeah, we getting it done. And shout out to Travell, yo, you number one. It started with a dream that turned into a vision. To educate new generations is our mission. Ears to the streets, yeah, we steady politicking. If it ain't about to change, mind your business.
Now wait a Gam minute, wave your hands with it. Wait a Gam minute, wave your hands with it. Now wait a Gam minute, wave your hands with it. We top picks like we all up on the gram with it. Now wait a Gam minute, wave your hands with it. Now wait a Gam minute, wave your hands with it. Now wait a Gam minute, wave your hands with it. We top picks like we all up on the gram with it.
Ta-da! Welcome to another episode of Wait a Gam Minute podcast. And today is Thursday, so of course we have another special guest sitting in the hot seat. But I do believe, as I say all the time, I got to find something else to say. But either way, she definitely can handle herself because she's very skillful. So therefore, we're not worried. With that being said, Ms. Blendz, how are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Good. How was your
how
weekend?
Are you?
I'm good.
Okay.
That's, you know what? I think that may be the first or second time that somebody else has asked Ms. Goggetta how she was. Because I always ask it. Like, I don't know. Either way. So tell us a little bit about you. Introduce yourself to our viewers or listeners of the hottest podcast in VA.
Okay. Well, it's a pleasure to be here. My name is Ms. Blendz. I spell it M Blendz. And I used to DJ at 103 Jamz. I used to DJ at a club in Norfolk. And then my name was DJ Punkin. And a couple of guys started managing me and they heard the way I mix. And he was like, you should call yourself Blendz. And I was like, I said, yeah, I'm going to do a Miss Blendz. But I'm gonna spell it M $. You know, I felt like, ooh. And then I really felt like, ooh. Yeah. Then I was like, oh, I thought I made it because we went over to Newport News.
Okay.
And the guy, you know, that's when they used to sell the bootleg CDs and all that tapes and stuff. And I saw mine in there. And I was like, how did I get in the case? He said, he's bootlegging you. That's why we're here. We're going to talk to him. I said,
oh, wow. So y'all went and pull up on him.
Yeah. I didn't know that's what we were doing until we did it. So, but I had my first set of turntables when I was like about 13, 14.
So what made you get, So what made you get turntables out of instead of a bike or skates or something like that?
Well, I didn't want a bike. I had motorcycles though.
Okay.
And my cousin, he was a DJ. Dope, Mike. And I go over there. I didn't even know he was a DJ. He's DJing. And I was like, show me how to do that. And all he did, he took 2 LL records. He said, LL Cool J is hard as hell. And did the same thing over here. So you're going back and forth. LL Cool J, LL Cool J. He said, keep doing it back and forth. I'll be back. He came back like 2 hours later.
And you were still doing it?
I was still struggling. So he said, show me what you got. So I showed him. And he's okay, cool. And I go home, Daddy, I want some turntables. And so he took me, got them, and I made a little mixtape, took it on the bus. I'm a drummer. I was in his band. And on the trip, I was like, I got a tape. They was like, oh, that's junk. That's crap. Right. I was like, what? So now I'm like, oh, okay, well, maybe that's not my thing. You know? So later on, I came to Virginia. I was in the military.
Okay.
And I got out and I had one of my best friends, rest in peace, DJ Strawberry, used to take me around with her when she was DJing. And one day she was like, I'm going to go to the bathroom, DJ right quick. So I'm looking like, okay. So I did it. And when she came back, she was like, yo, you killing it. And the lady was like, let her DJ. So I was like, okay, well, maybe I do know how.
Right.
And from there on, I never owned turntables until I actually went to this club. I just got out of the military.
Okay.
And my friends took me there for a going away party. And they were like, we have to close the club because the DJ's gone out of town. So my friends were young. I dare you go tell him you're a DJ.
Right.
So I go tell him. And he said, cool, go ahead. It's turntables up there, records up there. So I go up there. They had male strippers that night. and this stripper named Bandit.
Bandit.
Right, his name was Bandit. But when the night was over, the manager came to me. He said, "Look, Bandit said if I'm crazy, I will hire you." I said, "What you mean if you are crazy?"
Right.
He said, "Cause it's a crazy thing just to come to you like this." And I said, "Okay, well, what are you saying?" He said, "We want to hire you." I said, "I'm not a DJ. I don't have records and turntables and all that stuff." He said, "I'll take you to get it tomorrow." And sure enough, he showed up at my house the next day, and next thing I know, I was working at the club.
Wow.
Oh, wow. So you got your first turntable set at 13, but you was told you was junk.
Yes, I was.
You would.
I mean, I'm not going
You mean to tell me after 2 hours of doing LL Cool J?
But this is the thing. See, he didn't teach me how to mix records. He just was like, LL Cool J, LL Cool J. I couldn't do it as nice as he was doing. I could do it, but I couldn't do it as nice.
Yeah,
but
you did it for 2 hours.
Right. So then I figured out that it's not really the scratching that I like. It's the mixing. That's the drummer in me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, the reason why they call me Blendz is because I like mixing things that you think shouldn't even go together. But then you're like, how did you make that go together?
Right.
And so for me, it was more about, okay, find your thing.
So you being creative back then.
Right.
So, so then years later, when you get out of the military, you start doing that again. That's how you get your first job as a DJ.
Yes. My first job happened to me. And so, just to speed it up, I was at the club one day and I said, I'm gonna go home, chill out for a little bit. The next day I'm in my house, I'm playing with it, and my friend Tanya knocked on the door. She says, they're talking about you on the radio, and they said, if anybody knows you, the Buddha Brothers, those are my boys. Yeah, rest in peace, DJ Law. They were like, the Buddha Brothers said, if you know Miss Blendz, tell her to come to the radio station. And so literally I didn't think to myself like, this is a job interview. I had on like a Tommy Hilfiger hat, pull over, some jeans, some sneakers, and I just go up there. And there was this man. You ever heard of KJ Holiday?
Yeah.
Okay, so KJ was the program director then, and I go in. He said, "You're Miss Blendz?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, we want to offer you a job."
Okay, let's back up. So where did the Buddha Brothers hear you? They heard you at the club?
I don't know. To this day, I don't know who to say thank you to.
Really?
To this day.
The man upstairs.
Yeah, hey, that's all I can say.
That's crazy.
Yes.
So therefore a conversation was going on about you that one, you wasn't aware of. Two, you didn't even really put yourself in a situation to to initiate the conversation, but the conversation happened without you being aware of it.
Right. Like I didn't apply for it. Like both of these jobs I didn't apply for. It just happened. And so I just was like you said, that's God. Thank you. I appreciate it. And it was like, now the thing about it is like, God is funny. So I'm DJing at the station and got one night with Lex Coop and Golden Girl. The name of the show is Foxy Fridays. Comes on Friday nights. And so the general manager asked me, she said, "What do you do during the week?" I said, "Nothing really, wait for Friday." And that's really what I did. I wasn't working anywhere or anything. She said, "Well, we have a job we want to offer you. It's in engineering, but it's not what it sounds like. It's cutting grass, changing light bulbs." I was like, "Well, do I look like I care if I cut grass?" Right. So she said, "Okay, cool. But the engineering man is not going to be your boss. The promotions lady is." Her name was Tony Jones. So I said, "Okay." So we go to the back. And she introduces me. Tony comes in. She goes, "This is your okay." So she takes me back there. I meet all the promotion ladies. And they had this storeroom. It had all this just stuff everywhere. Okay. So I said, after a while, I said, "If I clean that up, can I make that my office?" And they were like, "Yeah." So I clean it up and I stay late. I leave the next day and I come back and there's a sign up there that says, "Welcome to Blendsville." And I ran my own phone line because I'm in engineering. And literally people would call my phone and this Blendsville. And so it was cool, but I learned so much about marketing and promotions being back there. So for me, I feel like God was like, "Well, look, you don't have enough sense to go do a certain thing. So I got to put you in places because he knows that I love to learn." You know what I mean? Yeah. And once I know it and I know how to apply it, it's so much fun.
So all of this happened without you filling out one application or even going to talk to the big wig, you know, the boss. Hey, boss,
Mhm.
you know, you the boss of this and that. So all of this happened.
Yeah, just me, just
Right, minding your own business. Minding your own business. And they like, hey, go see your DJ.
Mhm.
Start out with the friend telling you, hey, I dare you go see
Mhm.
your DJ.
Yes.
And it went from there to you being at 103.
Yes.
And
Yes.
then it started out you just having a Friday. Then it went to you supposed to be cutting the grass. But did you ever start cutting the grass?
Well, I did cut the grass. Me and my boy DJ Easy G. He was the other engineering assistant. And so we did Foxy Fridays. Then they started a station 92.1. It was 92.1 The Beat.
Okay.
And so it was just hip hop.
Mhm.
And all the DJs just rotated. I had a show over there called The Production Room. And
Okay.
I go to DJ Law. I said, I have an idea for a show. It's for all the local artists. He said, what are you going to call it? I said, Local Vocals. He said, that's garbage. I was like, So it was a stapler sitting on his desk that evidently he took out of the production room.
Okay.
And it said production room on it. I said, okay, I tell you what about the production room? He said, I like that.
Okay.
Until I did this day, they don't even know that's where I got the name from, off of that stapler.
Oh.
and so I start the show, and this thing I know, I come to the station one day. It's like all these crates. They were like, "That's for you." I was like, "What is that?"
Right.
Those are all the people that want to hear their music on the air. I was like, "Oh snap!" So as a kid, I used to love award shows.
Okay.
So I was sitting at home one day.
I used to love award shows too, though.
Oh,
Couldn't think of it.
Man, it's still a holiday. Matter of fact, the Country Music Awards, y'all don't care. Anyway, I was just looking at one of the crates because again, I got to listen to them. So that's my thing all day, every day. And so it just something just said, you know what, I can have an award show. And from that point on, I started just putting stuff in order. And I told Law, I said, I'm gonna have an award show. He said, how are you gonna do that? I said, okay, just hold on. The first award show, it was 4 days long.
Oh my gracious.
At the House of Comedy. The first day was R&B, second day was rap, third day was pop, fourth day was rock, and awards for all of the days.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, I'm tripping. So I took it down to one day, and I had it at the Philippine Culture Center in Virginia Beach.
Okay.
And so then I learned the part about being in charge. I need somebody for the door. I need somebody for this. And so that night, that person was me. And DJ B, DJ, Big Daddy Soul Food catered.
Oh,
and
I
remember Big
Daddy's?
Yes, I love Big Daddy.
Woo,
Yes.
boy, yes. And so then I said, okay, I have to build a staff. So that first night sold out. And I was like, House of Comedy, all those nights sold out. And so now I have a staff, and I'm doing it next year. And after that, at the Philippine Culture Center, she said, you come here no more. You have too many people.
Wow.
So that's a gift and a curse. Okay, thank you, Lord. But after every show, I go out back and I'm crying because it's just emotional situation.
Right,
just seeing it come to life.
Yeah.
And I went to Booker T, proposed it, they accepted it, and that was that. We kept going. People started believing in it, and it's like I'm nothing if nobody believes in it.
Right, exactly.
But they love it, and people actually have them their trophies up, and so now it's like COVID hit. I waited 2 years, so we'll be back next year.
That's all good. Ask you. Yeah. So when would you do another one? Pick back up.
It's gonna be next year.
So how long you been doing the awards?
They were 7 years old.
Oh, okay. And how long were you at 103?
I was at 103 for about 8 years.
Okay.
So now when you were at 103, I know when you said you were Blend, you know him as DJ Blendz or whatever, right? What?
I'll help you. My name is M Blendz.
M Blendz.
Yes.
Okay. So now being that you're on the radio, is it kind of like, being that it's commercial, can you really be who you are on the radio versus, if you're at a party or at a club?
Okay, the difference is for me, not every DJ, but for me, I'm not a mic talker. You know what I mean? So sometimes they would be like, come to the mic and say something. And I talk with my hands. know. But when the two girls left, Let's Coop and Go to Girls left, KJ came to me. He was like, okay, so now you have to run the show. I was like, but I don't talk on the mic. He said, either you can talk or somebody else can talk. Next thing you know, hey, it's your girl M Blendz. This is 103 Jamz, and it's, you know what I mean?
Right,
like,
right.
okay, I got the point. So
Right.
I love the job, and then I found out how fun that was. But I still didn't talk at the club. I never, and it just.
So you like pretty much just doing the work, just playing the music, and then people enjoy the music.
Yeah, because
I'm not really talking.
I get it. It hypes the party, you know, and all of that stuff. But I just feel like don't break the rhythm. Like for me, I had one party where I kid you not, the walls were sweating and they were dancing on top of the tables, and it was bananas. It was so fun. And so for me, all you getting from me is last call for alcohol. Last call for alcohol. And okay, it's 10 minutes till we're getting ready to go, you know. But other than that, but for me, it's really DJing parties used to be, for lack of a better phrase, spiritual. And the only reason why I say that is because you just black out. I think if you ask any DJ, when they get in that zone,
that groove, right,
you can't explain it. And then I don't even want to leave for the night. You know, I'm sitting there, I'm teary, and I'm crybaby. So I'm teary because it just felt so good. And it's like you can't wait to get there the next night. So
for you, it's when you DJing, it's like that high. It's like it's that adrenaline rush. Like
yes.
Which is good because that lets you know that you're getting paid to do something that you love. That's part of your purpose.
Yes, that's my dad said. You do what you love, you never work a day in your life.
Yeah.
And it's like it was weird because people say, I like you because you don't play the same songs in a row. And I was like, what does that mean?
Yes.
Because some DJs you only been there 30 minutes, but you didn't hear the same song 3 times. Like,
that, and every time you go to see that particular DJ, you already know what song they're going to play next.
Yeah.
And
so they're predictable.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
I didn't know, you know, because for me, it's like, say I'm DJing. I don't. Okay, with Serato tells you how fast the song is, so they kind of cheat because that now everything that's that speed, it mixes together. Back then we didn't have Serato, we just had records. And I'll be honest with you, for the first 5 years I was DJing, I know it's called a 45, I know it's called an 8-inch, but I never really thought about the speed of the record, even though it's up there. So, but I guess it's just the drummer in me. I just know it goes together.
Okay.
So I'm not going for the same record every time. I'm going for what I think is about to kill this next beat.
Right. Yeah.
So
let me ask you, let's get back to like if you're playing on the radio, right? Like now when you cut the radio on, and I rarely listen to the radio. Like I'm listening to like Amazon, like playlists or whatever.
Yeah.
Apple Music or something like that. Why whenever you cut the radio, you could be going from here to the corner.
I already know what you're saying.
Right. And you hear the same. I said, yo, you just played that song.
Yeah.
Like, do you guys create your own playlist or do somebody do it for you? Or you guys got to play what's hot? Like, what is the policy? What is the procedure to change this song that you just played 10 minutes ago?
Right.
Okay. Well, you have to keep in mind, there's politics.
Okay.
So
gotcha.
Pretty much. Okay, let's go back. When I was DJing there, it was Clear Channel Communications.
Right. Okay, I remember that.
It was a little more freedom than it is now. Now it's iHeartRadio.
Right.
And iHeart is a conglomerate. It's everywhere.
Right.
What we're playing is what everybody else is playing. Now, the problem with that is you can't. Clear Channel knew that we are our own demographic here. Right. We have our people here. We know what they love. Right. You remember when the van used to be everywhere? Because I used to be driving it sometimes happy. Yeah. And so, but now it's just cut and paste all over, just everywhere. And a lot of the autonomy was taken away. And people now have to play what's told until you get to when you hear people mixing. Okay. Now they're free.
Okay. So
DJs play how they want to play. Now, I don't know if now they have to put some of those songs in the mix, but back then we didn't. Back then it was what I feel like playing right now is what I'm going to play. Because I had another show called Crunk Radio. And I asked Law for that too. I was like, Law, I want an all Dirty South show. I'm from Georgia.
Right.
Gave it to
Oh, you
me.
from Georgia? Okay.
And I named it Crunk Radio with Carlito G was my hype man. And we had a good time. And so you definitely can't put anything on that because back then they didn't even know what crunk was. When I said crunk, they were like, what is that?
Right.
You know, but we've been saying crunk since I was little.
Oh yeah, down south.
That's like here y'all say jank.
Yeah.
And so when I first came here, everybody kept saying, well, what is a jank? It's like it's anything. It's I was like, what? And then sometimes
whatever you want it to be.
Yeah, sometimes I'll catch myself getting I'm not saying it. And then I'll say it. It's just like you guys say park here, which is projects. But I didn't know that. So I'm new here. My friends like, we're going to the park. I'm gonna come pick you up. Okay, cool. Get my basketball, got my shorts on. And they came to pick me up. They're like, where you going? You said we're going to the park. You're like, oh my God. No, it's where people live. But then when we get there, I'm like, we coming here on purpose? What is this? Like, hold on. Yeah. So I mean, it just I mean, for real, because nobody said really what it was. So in my head, I'm thinking it's called the park, which it is, but like a
basketball park.
Yeah,
like
a basketball park. But when they're saying we're going where somebody lives, I thought it was like Park Street or Park Avenue, or no, it's the park, DA Park, the park. Right? And so I was like, okay, all right, cool. You know.
Dang. I would have been crying.
Yeah. She said we're here on purpose.
Yeah, because when we start like getting closer, I'm looking for the word park somewhere.
Yeah.
No, I didn't ever see it.
Yeah. So, I remember when 103 was Clear Channel. But why did they make such a change? Because you can tell even in the difference in the, like Gam was saying, the music, they play the same thing within 10 minutes. You hear the same song at least 3-4 times, right? But why did they make that change from Clear Channel to iHeart? Because first, even back in the day, it was before Clear Channel, it was what's the man owned it? It was, I forget what it was. WOWI.
Oh yeah, WOWI.
Well, no, it's still WOWI. So those are call letters. Okay. WOWI is 103 Jamz. WSBY is 105.3.
Oh yeah, I remember 105.
Yeah. And so like your call, everything is still a call letter, but you think that because it's what's called a station ID every day at the top of the hour, it'll play.
Right.
And that's legal. Like you have to do that. And so, but it was, I don't know what it was before because I wasn't here.
Right.
But basically the reason why it changed so much is money. They bought Clear Channel.
Okay.
So now when you buy something, just like you buy a house, now you dress that house the way you want it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that goes back to how you say like now with iHeart, everything is, since iHeart is throughout all the states, you have to do it a certain way, and everything is like cut and dry. Like you just cut it here, paste it here, cut it here. Right. And that's the same thing, like even with you owning something and a big company comes in and they want to buy it. Right. It's like you have to conform to the way they want it, but it might not be really good for your area.
For that market.
Right.
Right.
So it might not actually be good. And so a lot of people, I know 103 like lost like a lot of listeners. I don't know for sure. But I think the hell, because I don't listen like that. I don't listen no more either.
I'm sure. But is it an age thing? Is it because I'm not gonna say I don't listen. I like the jocks. I just don't like the programming.
Right. I don't like
no. Let me come back because DJ Fonts is the programmer. So I'm not gonna say that. I don't like some of the songs, but that's because I really don't like the young songs that are out. I like some of them.
Yeah.
And
I like some of them. I don't like to hear the same thing over and over. Like if I'm taking a ride and I'm gonna ride at least 30 minutes, I don't listen because I know I'm going to hear the same one song at least 29 times out of that 30 minutes.
At least 3
but
times.
If you have somebody in the car, if you have somebody in the car that's like 15, 12, they're like, don't turn it.
Yeah.
Because think about it. When you were that age, you played something over and over and
to
over.
The point where sometimes I don't even like hearing the songs no more.
And keep in mind what it says is programming.
Right.
They're programming you.
Right.
You see, that's like this,
change
even
the
on
channel.
even on television, even on television. This is for your entertainment purposes and programming situations. They're programming you to come here at this time for this particular situation.
You're gonna hear
repetitions.
Exactly.
I just turned, and then then there's a lot of things you can't really say anyway over the airways. But then I think they can kind of like a little.
It's loosening.
It's a little loose. They can really like say what they really want.
Granted, you can get a fine if it's not the right one. And that's why they're always for real. That's why they're always like, we can say certain things. We can't say this. We can't say that. That's why you don't hear, not as far as fines are concerned, but that's why you don't hear political candidates up there.
Right.
Because if we put this one up here, you might love our station and you might think we're supporting this person. Then when you go vote, you're going to vote for that person thinking that we, you know what I'm saying? It's programmed.
It's the influence. Yeah. Now, being that radio has changed a lot. Well, if you really think about it, like even like when the Buddha Brothers did, they had this segment where they would talk, but now it's more talk radio, which personally I like that. I guess because we're in podcasting or whatever. But from when you started to now, what do you feel about that? Being that you don't talk a lot on radio.
Right.
As long as you have my attention, I like it.
Okay.
I love to learn. I love to listen, but it's easy to lose my attention.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, am I a Breakfast Club fan? No.
You're not?
Mm-mm.
Why?
Hold that thought.
Okay.
Tonight's episode has been sponsored by Crocker Funeral Home Incorporated, a new tradition of quality. 900 East Washington Street, Suffolk, VA 23434, a full-service funeral home. Contact them today for all of your professional needs. 757-539-7443 is the way to go. Crocker Funeral Home.
Cool.
All right, so Breakfast Club.
So why you don't like the Breakfast Club?
I mean, it's a worldwide show, but I just think that Charlamagne is arrogant. I think that
he's very arrogant.
Yeah, Angela Yee's voice is just different to me, and I think that DJ B is better than DJ Envy, and because he really doesn't mix, he just throws the song on. You know what I mean? Now, in saying all of that, I still think within their own right, they are who they are. They have what they have. They're famous, so it works.
Right.
I'm not here to be all tell all, but I just know what I like. And so I can listen to the Breakfast Club when they're like talking about what happened, but I've never listened to the Breakfast Club. I listened to it all the way through one day just to prove a point to my friend. And it was just, okay. You know what I mean? And maybe I'm just too old for it. That's why it's on 103 Jams. I can listen to Steve Harvey all day.
Me too.
And I guess I'm a little different because I don't like listening to neither.
Well, what do you like then?
I listen to Roxanne Shante XM.
I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that.
I like listening to her and all that. But as far as the Breakfast Club go, I can understand what you're saying about all three. I don't know about Envy's DJing because I'm not. I don't know. See, you're an experienced DJ, so you know how it's supposed to flow and all that. Me, I guess I'm the type that like, okay, unless he drops it, then I don't know if he really. I'm not really paying that no attention. But as far as Angela Yee's voice, it's like, it's almost like she's doing like this on a chalkboard.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's like,
y'all been hating on Angela Yee.
But no,
I'm not hating
that's
on
why
it.
I said I'm not hating on her because she getting it. I've seen her on the Nick Cannon show.
Yeah,
it's not, and I'm not hating on her. It's not my thing.
Right.
Like she could have a conference. I'm like, and she might even have some information that I need to know. But I need her to have a draw for me. Like, what's going to get me in the building? But ladies, trust her to give them good advice.
Yeah, because she be saying, and she don't be having no good advice for real. Let's keep that real too.
You know what I mean?
They'll ask her the question, and sometimes I like Charlamagne though, because Charlamagne he's direct, but he'll burn either one of them up. But he don't like to be wrong though. But he'll burn them up. Like if she's giving it advice, but you can tell she really don't know, he's gonna call it out like you don't know. But I guess like you said, they're all celebs. But how? This is my whole thing. How did they get to be celebs or make all that money by being there DJing like that? Like what made them? I don't know what I'm trying
programming.
to say.
Okay, so I'm not saying it's a bad show.
No,
and I'm not saying that they are bad at what they do.
No,
and so, not. But when you put, okay, I tell you what, this show, you put this show on iHeart has branded you. So, and you have reached more listeners. Okay. So with that being said, let's say 1 million people heard it, at least 500,000 are going to stay locked.
Okay.
So therefore the Breakfast Club.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So if I keep putting it in your face and putting it in your face and putting it in your face, eventually you're going to be like, you know what, I think this is something I like about it.
You either going to partake or you're going to push it away.
Right. But they're like celebrities, but they're really like radio personality DJs, but they're like big celebrities. So how would a DJ, like for example, you was DJing. So if you wanted to get on that level, what would you need to do other than having like a Breakfast Club show? Because their show reminds me and took the place of the Buddha Brothers. Because the Buddha Brothers used to be lit. Right. But the Buddha Brothers wasn't like that.
But you got to remember, they're satellited. And we're not the only place that's hearing it. They're in different cities.
Oh, and the Buddha Brothers was just here. So they weren't
right.
Like and it nationally syndicated.
Right. And syndication wasn't really that big because what's the guy that used to come on before that? You know, Ricky Smiley is syndicated. And it used to be this other guy that was syndicated and it would come here and it wasn't really a big thing. But then when the internet exploded and you have like podcasts like yourself and stuff like that, it made it easier. Okay, think about it. I'm iHeart. I can either pay Charlamagne them one price and put them in 5, 6, 7, 10 cities, than to pay 10 different people, right? Which is really 30 people because I need a Angela Yee and I need a DJ Envy.
Right.
So why not just put this on in every city? They come to work one time, and then when you hear like Steve Harvey, it'd be like, Norfolk, what's up? What they're doing is they go into the in the production room and he has a sheet for all the cities and he calls it off. They email that to us, and when we're playing Steve Harvey, you're hitting the button. You know what I mean? Playing his voice. You know,
so again, it's back to programming.
Right. Okay. So like over at 95.7, my girl Teresa Brown, that's my homie. You know what I mean? So it's like I made a lot of good friends. I have friends that are in the industry. But for me, I think that I lost the love for DJing. Okay. So I never tried to reach that.
But why did you lose the love?
I'll be honest. I think it was because I lost my mom.
Okay.
And my mom passed away, and I came back. I went down there and came back, and I went to go DJ, and something was different. And I said, okay, because for me, if the next song doesn't pop in my head like this, now it's work.
Okay.
So I said, okay, I'm gonna do one more party. And if that party if the same thing happens, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna try it again. I'm quit. So I go to the party. It didn't work. I had my boy Kendall with me. I said, Kendall, you want to DJ? He was like, yeah, because I taught him how to DJ. Okay. And so he had fun. And I went home that night. The tears wet because I was so happy from DJing. It was like I lost my baby. You know what I mean? So I waited a little bit. I go to DJ again. It didn't work. And I was like, oh, man, okay. I'm not doing this anymore. And I went to the station. I said, look, I want to quit. Law was like, what? He was like, what are you going to do? I was like, I don't know, but it's not this. And the boss over in promotion said, either way, you're going to put a 2 weeks notice in. So I said, okay, cool. And the award show just took off, and I had this open mic called Rock the Mic. And Rock the Mic is different from all the other ones. It's a Rock the Mic is a grooming ground for stars. And I give you a report card, and you actually go work on it. And the best person of the night gets 15 minutes to shine the next night. Okay. And they got to use the lights and everything in the club. So, and from that is how I found out who should be nominated. And so it all worked out. Now I still do like mixtapes. I'm on mix.com. So I like that. That's for fun though.
So when you doing the mixtapes?
Mhm.
Like, is it like R&B, rap, or is like
It's
together?
everything.
Everything together.
It's everything. Some of them, like the first one is called Springtime Valentine. And the only reason why it's called
Springtime Valentine. Now, how you come up with it? Springtime Valentine.
because for real, I miss Valentine's Day to launch it. So I was like, I'm
Okay.
gonna call it Springtime Valentine. And when it comes on, I'm like a pilot on the airlines, and that's how I hope you enjoy the flight.
Oh, so it's like a soul plane.
It's no,
Like
no. It just like for me,
Smooth.
I'm just all my friends tell me I'm extra.
Okay.
And so it's always a little acting involved, or you can hear I put like movie skits in it, like from
Mhm.
Love Jones. There's a couple of Love Jones skits up there. For me, making the mixes is a lot more fun.
Okay.
And a lot of people try to get me DJ parties. I'm like, no, I don't do that anymore.
So you actually physically don't do it anymore?
No, I don't.
So when the last time you asked her, when did you decide to quit? How long ago that?
About 20 years ago. And you know what? I was so
That's been about
serious.
20 years ago?
I was so serious. I sold all my records. I had 7,000 records for $1 a piece. My house
Wow.
was flooded with DJs because at that time you get the records in the mail from the record label only if you're like working at the radio station and stuff like that. So I had like records people didn't have, and they was like, "You gonna sell this for $1, dude?" Just
trying to get rid of it. Yeah.
Right. So but it felt good to see my DJ brothers getting the records because we pay $7-8 each. You know, when you go to the record store. So it just made sense to me. And then after that was over, I still had some left. A guy, my friend Cholo, brought this guy over who came over from Tokyo, and he bought the rest of them, not for $1 a piece. Though.
Okay.
not for $1 a piece.
Right.
So, but I mean, it was. I don't even know how it happened to me. But it was amazing. It was, I went to the BET Awards. You know, we had a good time. My girl Chris Caliente was out there.
Okay, yeah.
And it was just, I don't know. I don't know, man. I can't even explain it because literally it happened to me.
Right. It was yeah.
Right. It was like placed right there for you. Only thing you had to do is just walk right into the door.
One thing I do know is this: if anything happens to you like that, and it's like how I told you I ended up at the radio station and other things, your job is to kill it.
Right. Yeah.
If you kill
it, yeah,
more things come.
Right.
And then so that's what I learned about. I'm a big faith person, law of attraction, whatever you want to call it. And I just believe that if I can, because I used to lay in the grass when I was a kid, and I used to think about being famous. I didn't know how. And keep in mind, famous and wealthy is two different things.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and signing autographs, and I remember driving by Hampton Coliseum. This is before I was at the radio station. I was like, I'm gonna play you one day. Sure enough, Jamz Fest.
And, I remember the Jamz Fest.
Yes,
and
all the DJs had to do their solos. And I'm up high looking at all the people, and literally that moment flashed through my mind. Oh, I'm in the Hampton Coliseum,
right?
And it's pyro shooting up. It was man. It's just all I know is that when that door opens, your job is to be the best you can be, and every time it leads to something else and something else. So, honestly, even to this day, it's so many things that happen that put me here that I didn't apply for.
Yeah, but it was your destiny, though.
Yeah,
like this was the path that was chosen for you. And like you said, as long as you know that this door has been open for you, and you have to walk through, and you have to command every aspect of it as much as possible, he's going to do the rest.
Yeah.
So like you said, as long as you keep doing what you're supposed to do, and you're passing that test, or you're doing to the best of your ability, it's going to continue to happen.
Yeah,
that's true.
It's
teary-eyed.
Yeah. Okay, so look, I'll give it to you real quick. So I was working at after that finished, I was still doing the open mics and everything, but I started working at NCO Financial. And a lady comes to me and says, "You are incredibly smart. You're too smart to be here." She took me across the street to Bryan and Stratton. And I was like, okay. And I took the test, and the lady comes back. She says, "This has only happened twice in our history. you didn't miss anything. So I said, okay. So I was getting ready to go back. Robin was like, no, sign up. So I was like, okay. So I signed up, finished, graduate with honors. I'm not a valedictorian like that, but graduate with honors.
What did you go to school for?
Business management.
Okay.
And so I'm still at the radio station though, and we go to Booker T to play with some kids.
Mm-hmm.
And the kids, the lady comes over. She said, "You'll be a good volunteer." No, what she said, "You'll be a good counselor. Are you interested?" I said, "Yes." Mm-hmm. So a lady calls me, and I go out there to meet with her, and she's like, "Okay, well, we're gonna hire you. You're gonna have one kid first." I said, "Wait, this is a job?" She said, "Yes, we're gonna give you one kid, and we'll go from there." So I go back and I sit down at my desk at NCO, and I said, "Oh, this is real." Now keep in mind, 2 weeks prior, I said, "God, I want a job that makes at least double what I'm making. Mm-hmm. I want to love what I'm doing, mm-hmm. and I want to be able to be comfortable in my clothes, whatever." Right. The lady says, what she gave me was double. Mm-hmm. She said, "But don't wear a suit. Wear your jeans, whatever." She said, "And oh, by the way, you make your own schedule." What? Okay. So I get in my car. I said, okay, she gave me one kid. If I quit my job, I believe some more are going to come. Mm-hmm. So I go back, type up 2 weeks notice, put it in last day of my 2 weeks notice. I go outside to my car, sit down. Now I'm like, I just quit my job. Yeah, I kid you not. The lady called me. She said, "We have 3 more kids. Do you want them?" I was like, okay.
Okay, cool. I see you.
Yeah. So I counseled for like, what was like 12 years, something like that. And this lady was buying some, she's my friend now. Keisha was buying mm-hmm. some transportation policies because I had done some work with, the medical transport. Mm-hmm. And she goes, "You know what? We should talk business." So we would meet every Thursday mm-hmm. and just talk business. And then she goes, "I tell you what, you want a company?" And I was like,
"Golly."
I was like,
"Wait a minute." I was like, "I said Rose because
I kid you not.
God, what are you doing?"
I said, "What do you mean? Well, how much does it cost?" She said, "I didn't ask you that. Do you want a company?" She said, "I'm going to finance it. And when you get it, just pay me back. And then we'll discuss the percentage from the company, right. just going forward." I said, okay. So long story short, I have a mental health company. It's called Better Believe Inc.
What? So how long you been doing that?
It's been open now 4 years, last August.
Wow.
So I do that and the music. And so my point is, they say God take care of babies and food.
So it's
been a long time since I was a baby. So, hey, but you know what though? That's my homie. Like, I feel like the relationship that I have with God is so just ours. And I mean, I tell him, I'm like, "Look, if I'm supposed to be doing this, I don't know, but I'm gonna go do it." Yeah. But I'm just letting you know, I don't know if I shouldn't be doing it.
Right.
And so it's just, I mean, he just takes care of me. I can't even express it. Like, as you just see, I just gave you my whole life. That's my whole life in Virginia.
Wow.
And that's just, I'm sitting here like this, like, I know she ain't about to say she didn't get something else. Like, I mean, I was like really sitting here like this, listening, like, I know she ain't about to say this. She about to go somewhere else with this. But I mean, and then you're walking into and being blessed with like good positions.
Yeah.
Like really good positions that people out here like fighting for.
But can I tell really you this though? Everything that I did, I told myself I was gonna do it. When I was a kid, I said I'm gonna be famous.
You manifested.
When I signed my first autograph, I was like, "Oh snap! I'm signing the autograph." I mean, like I really consciously sit and I picture things, and in my head, I've always thought that I was an owner or a businesswoman because going to school in like elementary school, we stopped by the candy lady's house. Mm-hmm. My mama give me $1. I go buy now laters. They're 10 cents each. Mm-hmm. Okay, the whole $1, 10 packs. But I would go to school and sell them for $0.25. Okay, and I would do that every day. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so, and then it was like, one day somebody was like, "Man, I like the way you talk. Can you write this poem for my wife?" So I wrote it. She broke down crying. So I started telling everybody that's what I do. And it's $50. My book says that I did 200.
Wow.
Because guys don't know what to say to their wives. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I asked them some information, Okay, and I put all that into what I wrote, and it works.
And you know what though? It's all blended.
Yeah,
It's all
yeah,
blended.
Yeah.
All blended.
yeah. So
Oh,
it
wow.
just, I just believe you can do anything that you put your mind to, but you got to do the work. You know, you got to
Right.
do the work, but the work is, to me, it's fun. Like with the award show, it'll hit me.
Mhm.
And when it hits me, I have to start writing in a notebook. Then I don't put it in any kind of order, but it starts hitting me. And around about the third month or something like that, I'll start putting it in order.
Okay, start coming together.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just like I had an accident one time and I couldn't walk, and I had been carrying this idea about a book in my mind. All I had was like a snippet of what it was, and so I said, "Okay, God, I can't walk. I'm gonna go ahead and write this book." So I open my computer, get ready to type the book. The computer crashes. Then God says, "But we just bought that 3-subject notebook. You proved to me that you really want this. I'll give you the rest of the book." So filled that whole notebook up over the weekend. Come to find out, it was nothing but the power cord.
Wow.
It crashed.
It crashed. So now I have the book. I'm editing it. It's been like 5 years because something always happens. I'm like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. And the people that read it, they're like, "Can you just put it out?" I'm like,
So what is the book about?
it is about two people who are, I can't tell you.
Just a little bit.
Just
That's
a little
good
snippet. Don't give us the whole story now.
It's about two people who like each other. They talk together on social media, but they don't know. They talk to each other on social media, but they don't know what each other looks like. How both of them pull their profiles down and pictures down because they're tired of people coming at them because of how good they look.
Okay.
And they want somebody that just likes them.
Okay.
But at the same time, they don't realize it, but they're hanging out with each other every day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
it's like a catfish or something?
No.
Okay.
It's just like saying, I know this person, but on social media, right? So people, like, you see what people are like, "Hey, how you doing?" But it's just what he said on her page that made her want to say, "Hey," back.
Okay.
That not realizing that, they know each other. You see what I'm saying? Everybody, they changed their names, everything.
Okay.
They have a new page, like they don't exist. Now, in real life, is this possible? No, because you can always find stuff. But in the book, they scraped everything off. And so now they're talking to each other. They really like each other. And life is happening at the same time. So it's called Inhale, Exhale. Love is so simple. And it's just, the reason why it's called Inhale, Exhale is because they're having a good talk one night. They're not talking on the phone, they're just going back and forth. And she says, "I tell you what, because I'm not really looking for something, you're not really looking for something, but we are each other's outlet. The way we're going to say goodbye to each other is whoever's saying goodbye first will say inhale. And the other person will say exhale."
That's some deep stuff. That's deep. That's, and even the whole thing of what you said, like, and which I think, like, sometimes because of social media and because the world is evolving, we don't get a chance to meet that person for who they really are.
Right.
We just looking at the how they look, which is half a time in a facade.
Right. Exactly.
Like, they ain't really cut like that.
Yeah. So the trick in the book is this: his the guy's name is Andrew. His buddy, he has 3 buddies: Pumpkin, Jonathan, and Michael. Pumpkin is known for just what I just told you about, writing the love notes and stuff.
Right.
So she's really answering this girl and talking to this girl, but the whole thing is, look, Andrew, but Pumpkin likes this girl. And he's like, "Well, if ever I get her, you're on your own, because I'm gonna be doing my own thing."
Right.
And he's like, "All right, cool." And then it gets grimy. You know what I'm saying? It's not dirty, but it's just so many close calls. And then there's like the crazy ex-girlfriend, his crazy ex-girlfriend. And but the thing about the book is about 65% true.
That's all I'm gonna ask you. Yeah, does it have truth?
Yes. And so it's based on a lot that really did happen to me. And so it's fun. And all the guys are really like they are, if I was a guy, the guys I would want to be.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
so Andrew is a public speaker. He's handsome, and he also has his own company. Michael is a football player, and you know, so you know how cut up football players are. And then Johnny's a white guy, and he's real cool. But Johnny is he's a dancer, stripper.
Okay.
But he's getting ready to own the club where he dances.
So he could transition. Okay.
And then it's Punkin. And Punkin owns Blendzville, and you know, so you know, they gotta plug that, you know. So I mean, it's but it was so fun. It's like when I hope that when people read it, they feel like I feel when I read it, you know. And so, you know.
So how far are you?
Maybe y'all can read it. Yeah. Really, I'm finished. I've been finished, but I keep going back and add and take this out, do this way. And so my friend Randy, she read it. And when the way I want to put it out, it's going to be part 1, part 2.
Okay.
And you know, basically it's going to take your breath away in a good way.
In a good way.
You know.
Inhale, exhale.
Inhale, exhale.
Inhale, exhale. Okay, so what's going on with you now? Like, what are you doing now? I know you have your company. But like, what do you do for fun?
Well, I used to jet ski, but now it's cold.
Yeah.
And that's what's fun to me, writing. And my music is fun because, you know, you have to have a muse to be creative. And I have one, and it is unexpectedly incredible. Right. And so with that muse, what happens is whatever I'm writing or whatever I'm mixing, I picture that person listening to it and how it makes them feel, and you know, or what did the sky look like and why. And so when you do have a muse, it can be a cat, it can be a person, it can be whatever, you know what I mean. So but when you do have something like that, the creativity is unlimited.
Right. So you when you are involved in something, you see it from an architectural point, like, you know, from the blueprints until the opening of the building.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Sure.
Okay.
I was just trying to see. I never heard it like that, so I had to like see it. So do I build it from scratch?
Right.
I do, but what happens is I see it backwards.
Okay.
So I see the end result, and then it's like, okay, so how are we gonna get there? Well, we got to start with this, and this, because I can't start here without the goal. You know what I mean? The goal. Honestly, the goal was just to get this out of my system. Okay. That's really because I never know what's going to happen. Like I told you, when I wrote the book, I didn't have like I didn't take notes first, or I literally, and I still have the book because in my head, Oprah's going to interview me one day, and I'm like, here's the notebook right here. I still have that notebook.
So you had the book ready.
I just one day I sat down, like I said, I couldn't walk, so I had my crutches. I just started writing, and I couldn't stop. Like literally, it's a 3-subject notebook full, and I even ended up writing on the back cover.
Oh wow!
And so my friend came to me to take my computer, get checked out, because now I got to type it up, and come to find out it was the power cord.
So that was a good thing.
Yeah. So even with mixes, like with the mixtapes, I'll hear one song and it's playing on the radio, and now 4 different things are happening in my mind. And so because that's happening, I'll text myself a message, this song, and go home. See, like when I make the mixes, I don't make them just 2 turntables. I do it on a track machine, because in order for me to get the vision out, you might hear like, it might be Mary's acapella with a Jay-Z beat, and you might hear the choir from somebody else in the background of it with a slow song dragging under it. It's like, how did you? Yeah. So, but it makes sense. I'm gonna send you the link.
Okay.
And I want you to critique it. You know.
So you're not actually DJing no more, but you making the mixtapes.
Yes.
So
yes.
Well, is that? Are you?
It's like still DJing? A thing. It's like, but it's digital.
Okay.
You know, so
But
you
you're
know.
still doing music. You still doing
Oh, yeah,
music.
I'ma always
basically,
do
yeah.
music.
You're just doing it your
You're
way.
just not doing
I
it.
will, right. I'll always do music, and I'm working on a
Hold on.
It started with a dream that turned into a vision. To educate new generations is our mission. Ears to the streets, yeah, we steady politicking. If it ain't about to change, mind your business.
Now wait a Gam Mz, wave your hands with it. Wait a Gam Mz, wave your hands with it. Now wait a Gam Mz, wave your hands with it. We top pics like we all up on the gram with it. Now wait a Gam Mz, wave your hands with it. Now wait a Gam Mz, wave your hands with it. Now wait a Gam Mz, wave your hands with it. We top pics like we all up on the gram with it.
this guy Kevin Kasanovich.
Mm-hmm.
His dissertation was about hip hop, and so in doing that, they created a hip hop archive in William and Mary, and I was one of the first ones to go in my Blendsville Award show. So you can actually go over there through the hip hop archives and actually see the trophy in there. I did an interview in Coastal Magazine. They have the trophy in there. They're talking about William and Mary and everything. So I thought that was kind of cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
very
that's-
cool. And you
that's
said all
dope.
slight. Oh, you're like women marry you.
Yeah. So I mean, I did I'm in a book, cultural hip hop. They're talking to me about hip hop. How does hip hop and God go together? You know?
Oh, that's
Good-
interesting.
Yeah.
Great question. How
Yeah.
does it?
Yeah. He created it, didn't he?
Yeah. Great all
You know what I
things.
mean? Hip hop is nothing but a person's dream. It's just that it happened to be something that people did not know existed, because it's easy to be good at something that you didn't know existed until it exists. And when it exists, you're like, oh my God. And you start doing it and you love it. Like, it's not like DJing's been around forever.
Right.
Somebody had to do it first.
Well, that's true.
And everybody that, like, I'm gonna tell you something that bothers me, and no offense to the people that do this, but I went to a party one time and the guy was literally hitting play on 2 CD players. I said, I can't stay. I can't
did
do
what?
this. He wasn't mixing, and some people can mix on CD players because you can get the mixer, but literally it was a teenage party though.
Okay.
But the dude literally was like hitting play. The song come on, then around about the second verse, he'll just hit this one. And I was like,
So he wasn't really
like
using no technique or skill.
right.
Or nothing.
And so, and these DJs are actually taking parties from actual DJs.
Okay.
Right.
And they're doing it for like $75. Because I mean, you can make good money DJing parties. Like I think the most I ever made was $2,000. But it was
One
a New
party?
Year's. It was a New Year's night. I was still at the radio station, and so you can pretty much say what you want. You know, I never like went over $250 a night when I did DJ. But New Year's, I already know what you charge at the door.
Right.
And I mean, don't get me wrong. A lot of people got over, but for me, it was more. I'm more business minded now, but back then it was just, I cannot wait to rock this party.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know, that was just my thing. And so eventually you get to the point where you're like, okay, well, what's the business part of it?
Right.
And then you realize he paid me $250, but he actually made about $50,000.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that was a little drop in the bucket.
Yeah.
A drop in the bucket.
That
And you the one,
tip.
even though
Let me get her
And
a
I'm
tip.
the reason why they
right. That's what I'm saying. Even though he had the party, but they came off the strength of you, and they're gonna be thinking about how you rock the party.
Mm-hmm.
So they forget all about him. They're like, yeah, such.
Who had the party? I don't know who had the party, but who was the DJ? Oh, it was
Right.
man.
Yo, you want me to tell you what's crazy? I used to work at a gentleman's club. I could DJ and I was the cook. So I would put, I kid you not. And I would put a long record on,
Right.
go back there, drop the wings, look at my watch, come back, keep DJing. Okay, I got to go take them out. Go take them out, put them in the barbecue
my
sauce,
God.
whatever. I kid you not. And so this one night, the guy told the girl just to pay me for DJing. I said, so, but if it was a cook here, you would have paid that person too, right? It was like, yeah. I said, I tell you what, I quit. He said, what? About a week later, one of the dancers said, everybody's looking for you. The guy actually called me and said, hey, how did you make those chicken wings? I'm not gonna tell you.
Right.
I'm not gonna tell you that.
Get off my phone.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. So he was getting a 2-for-1. He was paying you for one, but getting two.
He paid
jobs
me once,
done.
but come to find out, it wasn't him paying me. The bartender was paying me.
What?
Like, okay, so she's in charge of the club.
Oh, okay.
She's the manager.
Oh,
So
wait a
she
minute.
was paying me to DJ and cook. So this one particular night when he did come, he was like, "No, just pay her to DJ." He's like, "But she's been cooking." I said, "Okay, I quit."
Right, that's what I'm saying. He was trying to get a 2-for-1 deal.
He was trying to get two.
He was going to pay you for DJ,
Yep.
but you in there cooking. No, wait a minute.
Yep.
So what's the kitchen right next to the DJ booth?
No, it's about from here to the front door.
Oh no.
So and I'm working out. You know what I mean? So, but it was cool. I had fun. I don't like strippers, but I like male strippers.
Oh, you do?
But hold on. I like male strippers because they always have these dope mixes.
Okay. Oh,
And
yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh. And see, like, I feel like if I'm gonna do all these jobs, I should get paid for all these jobs.
You should.
And so, yeah. No.
Yeah, you should. But wow. So,
But I made a lot of good friends though.
yeah, so I'm sure you did. I'm sure you met a whole lot of people along the way because you kind of been here, there, everywhere.
Yeah, to
And
not
then
be from here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You pretty much to learn your way.
But I'm thankful though. Like, again, man, if the people didn't like it, and if people didn't like, like it feels good when people like, yo, what's up, Blendz? What's up?
Let me ask you this. What would you say to someone if they're just starting out, but they kind of really don't know their niche yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're kind of uncertain. How would you go by telling them to, or what would you say to them to encourage them to do X, Y, and Z, to get people to latch on to you or pay attention to you?
You mean like what? If they want to become a DJ or
DJ,
just anything?
Well, you know, well, she had many jobs than you had.
I say anything.
Well, I first you have to find out what you like, and when you find that, just follow your heart. Like I said, I didn't go into it saying I'm gonna work here, I'm gonna work there. Like I just did the best at what I do.
Right.
And then somebody showed up. So and is that everybody's life? No, but I can just tell you what happened to me.
Right.
And that like that right now. You know, like I was already.
Invest in yourself. WAGM podcast is now offering business shout outs. Contact us today to have your business shout out during our weekly episodes. Our podcast can be seen and heard on all major platforms. So can your business. Contact us today.
I was charting down my thing, and then I go to the meeting, and the chart is about, okay, what are we going to hit for the press releases? Where are we going to go? Who are we going to talk to? A lot of people, is in my inbox right now, but at the meeting, I didn't start that list. Okay. So technically, you started my list. I was like, okay, because for me, that was a sign. Okay, go ahead and make the list.
Right, yeah.
And so I was like, I'll give it to her. Like, I think when I said I'll do it, you looked at me like, yeah, right.
I did.
She did.
I did.
She looked at me like,
because I was trying to
it was
picture.
too simple.
I was like, I wasn't trying to pitch. I was just trying to explain to her what WAGM it was about, and she was like, "No, you here, and you don't gotta do all that.
You ain't gotta do it. 'Cause it was
Just
some
tell me to
people
live.
in the room.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So if you're here, that means back,
yeah.
which means you're a good person.
Okay, yeah.
Whatever you ask, let's go.
Yeah.
So
Okay, because I
did-
was like,
I followed the rules. I was here by 7:45.
yeah, you were.
So,
You
hey,
were.
but I've had a good time though. I
Yeah.
have. This is fun. This is cool.
So, and you're speaking of the room that we all was in, and that was in reference to like politics and entertainment.
Mhm.
How do you feel about that?
I feel like if you're good at what you do, the politics really won't affect you.
Okay.
Like there's Jay-Z and Beyonce, and then there's these other people who are trying to get on but feel like they're being held back. Once you, because you got to think about it, it's only one you.
Absolutely.
And if you perfect that, nobody can come for you. You see what I'm saying? Like he's Jay-Z, like you say you made hoe, make another hoe.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He didn't.
Mhm.
So all you have to do is just be good at what you do. And if something comes your way, like the thing about counseling for me that I felt the same way, sort of like DJing, but different. So the company only made sense because I do want people to feel better. I want people to look at themselves and be able to say, I might not be good right now, but I'm gonna be better.
Yeah.
So the only way I can do that, I have to believe it first. That's why it's called better beliefs. Anything that's gonna happen, you have to believe it first.
That's right.
You know, and then it's something about believing it that just makes it go.
Yeah.
And it just starts, and you don't. A lot of people say, you know, with law of attraction, whatever, you know, you got to concentrate on it. No, it's not. You got to. It's just like faith is the substance of things, hope for the evidence of things unseen. So that means that once I said it, I thank God for it, and I'm gonna put it to the side. Because if I concentrate on it, I'm affecting the blessings route.
That's true.
You know what I mean? You gotta, like, for me, in my head, I have this shelf, right? And it's got all these things on it. And those are the blessings. It's like, oh, I'm gonna pray for this and da da da. And God, I don't really. I'll even say, God, I don't even know how I really want it, but I know I want to do something in this sector and sit it on the shelf. And that's where it is. And it just
until whenever He bring it to fruition.
Into fruition.
Yeah.
And so I didn't put relationships on that shelf. Though.
You didn't?
Nah.
Why?
I think because, well, one, I'm single.
Okay.
So, and I think that all the relationships I've been in, I take something from all of them. Not bad, maybe two, but everybody, they're my friends.
Okay.
So it's like now I'm like, I'm just gonna walk into it, whatever it is. If it's meant for me, I'll walk into it. So I don't want it right now in this vibration because I don't want to have to get off my turntables because you want to go somewhere. And I don't want to put my book down because you want to, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's unfair to bring somebody into that. And I know that. So I want to do these things first. And, you know, then if it happens, okay, fine. Now, if it shows up and it makes sense, I'm going to say how I feel. Look, like I've actually lost relationships because of those turntables.
Oh, wow.
You know,
because you chose that.
Well, I didn't choose it. Like, for example, I'll be in the house playing my turntables. Whoever pops up and they're like, well, I mean, are you going to keep playing with your turntables? Well, yeah, because I didn't tell you to come over here. And like, when I say it's a relationship with the turntables, like it's like if
you're married.
Let's say I turn it off. Still think about it. So you're not gonna have my attention. I just want to go. It was times where I would go all through the night to sunrise, get an hour sleep, and just be excited about waking up. Like I think that's how life should be. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I think that you should be excited when you hit that ground in the morning. One, because somebody didn't hit the ground that morning, and just go through the day happy. And it just, to me, it's just when I go jet skiing, it's out at Rudy's Inlet. I don't know if that's name dropping, but I would go straight out to the middle first and just sit there and just look around and just God's creations are crazy.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, and I'm just like, thank you. Like, just thank you. And sometimes I'm just thanking just because I'm thankful. You know, I'm just thankful. And so, but it's it's just beautiful. And I wish I could put it in a jar, even if it's just an experience, just so it can go over somebody so that you'll know it when you feel it. Because a lot of people don't know. It's just like love. A lot of people don't know it because what you thought was love is not really love. Everybody gets the honeymoon phase confused.
Yeah, baby.
Then that 4th month, somebody else shows up. You're like, wait, hold on. Where's the person I met?
Yeah, right. The whole time you was getting representative.
Right. And you like, oh, what have I done? And now it's like, how do I get out of it? Right. So, because I don't believe in that. I'm gonna make it work. I'm happy by myself.
Right.
Like I don't know if a lot of people find that hard to believe, but like. Yeah. I have a ball with me. I go to the movies by myself. I go eat by myself. Anybody's welcome to come. But like, I just do what I want to do. And I'm not that person that's like, because a lady asked me one time, you go eat by yourself?
Yeah, I go eat by myself too.
Yeah. So, but how can a person make you happy if you don't know how to make yourself happy?
Exactly.
Absolutely. That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's
And
true.
so, and I tell people, when you meet somebody, you should already be happy. That
You
person
should be.
makes you
Be
happy.
an
Yeah.
enhancement to what you got going
Right.
on. Yeah.
So let's say it doesn't work. You can only go back to happy.
Exactly.
You know, so hey, it is what it is. When you meet me, I'm completely honest. I don't change unless something about you is making me better. I'm all
Okay.
about being better. But
Yeah.
if it makes me feel like you ever been in something where you just driving around outside, like I do not want to go in there. That is the worst.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, I don't want to go in here. Like, So I mean, it's for me. I think love is something that people don't really know how to explain, because it's not a picture. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And it's not an action. It's not. It's just something that's just innate. Because, like I said before, God is love.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I actually was in a relationship, and I actually said, oh, love hurts.
It does.
And they said, no, God's love. And I stopped saying it after that. And the reason why love doesn't hurt people hurt.
That's true, but I think, a lot of times people be like, love is like, it's all roses and, everything is all good. I think with love, it has its trials, right? And those trials, just like with God, those trials only come to make you stronger.
Okay. And with that being said, but this is why I really feel like I'm gonna end up being single for the rest of my life. Because
Pretty
let's
much
say
so.
I meet somebody, right?
Mhm.
And I fall in love. If you're really in love, can you hurt that person? That person should be your friend. And a lot of a big part of it is you don't get to know the person before you start claiming you're in love. So y'all haven't even become friends yet. Y'all just
Mhm.
met. But I feel like if I really love somebody, it's gonna hurt me to hurt them.
Intentionally, yes. But
Intentional. Let's define that.
Meaning,
If you
I'm not
intentionally
going
hurt
to
somebody.
deliberately try to. If I love you, I'm not going to deliberately try to hurt you, because one, I don't want to be hurt, right?
Mhm.
I got to think about self first. But sometimes we do things that may hurt somebody's feelings, may make them feel a certain type of way, or whatever the issue is. But I just feel like if there's no intent there, then it shouldn't. How can I
Okay, but
explain it?
that cheating is not intended to hurt because they don't plan on getting caught.
But cheating is cheating. But just like I said earlier, cheating is
Wait a minute, you
cheating.
never named Blendez. But I guess on the flip side of that too is, well, you might not be planning to get caught, but there's still a possibility of you getting caught. So
Karma.
should
It
you?
don't even matter. Karma.
So should you initially even cheat then?
Okay, but that's my point. You shouldn't even want to do it because you love that person.
So you're saying if you love that person, then you wouldn't want to do it. But if you want to do it, then you question the mark. Do you really love that person?
You can't love
Right.
them if you cheating.
That's true.
You can't. You might like them a lot. You might even love them better as a friend.
Right.
But if that's who you say, look, I give you my all.
Okay.
And in my all, you have all of me. You cannot even allow a girl to touch you or a man to touch you in the wrong way. If they walk up and hug you wrong, hey, come on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you feel
Put yourself in that
uncomfortable.
situation.
Right.
Yeah.
You feel uncomfortable in the idea of that person being hurt.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? If you can live in that space, you'll be together forever. As long as that person's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you think that's realistic? Meaning, do you think that's possible?
I
Can it
do
be
think
done?
I think it's possible because I can do it.
Mhm.
So that means that I have to find somebody that can do it too. Because I need for that person to understand that, like, when I'm not with you, I'm thinking about you, and my whole goal is to make you happy. Like I want you to smile every day. I want you to go to work or wherever excited about coming home, excited about let's plan these trips and let's have conversation where let's go to sleep. We're gonna be tired in the morning.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you're so excited to talk to each other. And so, I think it exists because I'm that type of person.
Mm-hmm.
But see, you can't be a type of person because you just sit there and said, "Oh, I think I'm gonna be alone for the rest of my life."
I said
Because you're so
I have to find that type of
okay,
person.
so when you find that person,
right,
it's a connection. It's a piece of the puzzle.
Right.
Okay, gotcha.
You know what I mean? I need that person to be honest with who they are, so that they can honestly tell me and give me the option. Like, that's the problem. People have so many things hidden. They don't give the person they're talking to the option to decide, okay, do I want to deal with this or not? Can we work through this? You find out after you done fell in love, and then you're like, oh man, now it sucks because you broke your own heart.
Yeah.
You broke your own heart because you allowed yourself to go into that way. But you shouldn't have to think like that. You know, you shouldn't have to think, oh, I wonder what this person's doing. That's a horrible feeling.
It is, because you come to a point where you try to control things that is no way possible that you can, which end up causing you more turmoil than anything.
Yep. And
so you have to be equally yoked. That's
and if you ask anybody I dated, they'll be like, longest I've ever been in a relationship is 6 months.
God
For
damn.
you?
Yeah. Well, you might need to be by yourself for a while then.
No, because why am I going to just stick around? Why?
So you like one of our other guests. He said the same thing. He was like, oh, within 6 months or a year, you already know. I ain't wasting no time. I'm going to the next one.
No, not to the next one. This is my thing. I'm not sitting there saying, okay, you have 6 months. What I'm saying is, I gave you a chance. I gave you another chance. It just happened to expire before 6 months.
Expire. That's the word he used.
You see what I'm saying? And so for me, it's not like
what's expiring though? What is the chance you're giving them in 6 months?
My patience. My patience, my time, my ability to believe that you're able to change
what is it that
you are.
So you want them to change, but you just
said I don't want you to change. Okay. Not what I mean by change who you are. I mean, like, okay, so if let's say you say, I'm a faithful person and I don't do this and I don't do that. But then I find out you do that and you do this. And by the way, you're sneaking around. So should I say, oh, I'll just stay here and maybe one day you'll change? No, I shouldn't, because you're not ready for a relationship.
No, absolutely.
When you're ready for a relationship, you get the same thoughts.
You act different, and you actually carry yourself different.
Yep, you move different, and being at the club and sitting at home with the feet on your lap watching TV together is just as fun as hanging out together.
It is. Yeah, we're all ducking and dodging.
You see what I'm saying? And you're proud to be out there together. You're proud to that. You know, no, that's mine. You know, like that's how I feel when I'm in a relationship. That's mine. Problem is, it's like a diamond. If you touch it, it's flawed.
Yeah.
I don't want it anymore.
So what's next for you? You're writing the book. You're still doing your blends, and you're single. So are you looking or you're not looking? Okay, so you're on ice right now.
I'm gonna let it happen.
Let it happen. Okay, so if it happened, it happened.
If it don't, I'm good.
Gotcha. I definitely understand. So what else do you have up your sleeve? Any hot exclusiveness that we can get, or we don't have any, or what?
I'll let you know.
Okay.
When it's structured and getting ready to jump, I come to you.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And the only reason why is because I don't want to say it and then it turn around and everybody's doing it and like you're not even doing it right.
That's
I'll be mad.
That's exactly how it goes.
Yeah. So I just want to.
We can respect that. Yeah. We actually can respect that.
But I will reserve a space. I don't know how you guys do like out, but when it's time for the award show, you come through, do your thing, have a good time, but give away a couple of awards.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. We definitely do remote.
Okay.
Yeah, we not only listen to studio. We definitely do remote. So we outside too.
Oh, you know the lingo. That's radio lingo. Yeah. Remotes. Yeah. Okay. But is that you on the rap?
No, that's not me. No, that's a young lady. That we know. She's a rapper. She's a singer. She does it all. Yeah.
That intro was hot.
Yeah, she's very creative.
That's
and the thing is, we didn't tell her anything. She just knows us and she just did it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't
Beat
give
is
no
hot,
info,
too.
nothing.
What? Okay.
Yep. Yep.
see.
Yep. So yeah, so we're definitely outside.
Well, let me ask you this then. So,
Okay.
what's your goal for this? Wait again a minute.
Wait again a minute is definitely we want to show, like we want to I definitely could see us doing talk radio.
Okay.
We don't DJ, so we will be the personalities.
Okay.
Of course. Continue doing
I
remote.
can press play on the CD player. I know you're gonna
here
let
we
me.
go.
Oh, well, you know what? I take that back. We probably can, because now that with the new era, everything is, in the computer.
Now, what you'll do is you have all these DJs coming through here. Ask everybody for a 10-minute little mix, and then
Okay.
you just play that.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so like I said, definitely,
She's ready.
Ready.
definitely radio, like doing awards, just doing a lot. I see a lot for Wait Again a Minute.
Okay.
And I'm just trying to, because you know how like when you see stuff and you're manifesting things, it's like I'm trying to just slow down and let God do his thing.
Okay.
So that's basically where we're at now. Like just not trying to rush God's timing.
Right.
Mhm.
Oh, he's gonna show up. All you gotta do is just if that's your goal, watch. You're gonna keep doing this because you do it well, and one day you're gonna get that phone call. You know what I mean? Because people don't realize this. Success is all of your failures corrected.
Right.
Because out of all those failures, you took something good. You took a piece here, a piece there, and it just added success. And success is infinite. It never stops. It's just like learning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because as soon as I finish everything else I'm getting ready to do, I'm gonna think of something else to do.
Exactly.
That's it. That's exactly
that's
how
how
it
it
goes.
goes.
So y'all
So-
got this.
Yeah. So tell us, we asked all of our guests how their time has been since they've been on Wait Again a Minute podcast. And you're a big deal. So how has your time been?
What, in this interview?
Yeah.
It was fun. It was you know what? This is one of, I'll say probably 2 interviews where I really just kind of kick back.
Yeah.
Fun and laugh and just have a conversation.
Mhm.
Because a lot of times they're like, well, tell me this.
Yeah.
And how did you become a legend? I'm like, I never said I was a legend. But you know what I mean?
Right.
And so whereas we just transferred through different subjects just in conversation.
Yeah.
So, and I think that is missing out there. So that's your thing. Like people get comfortable with y'all. And it's like I'm hanging at your crib.
Yeah.
And that's the fun part about it. It's like I'm really just hanging out with you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like if I see you out, hey girl,
Right.
what's
Yeah,
up?
what's up?
I see you.
Exactly.
But the time here it was it was a bed of roses. It really was. And what I mean by that is I loved it.
We definitely appreciate that. And come from a legend, we actually accept it.
Didn't I just use that as an example? Why would you do that?
And of course, I'm gonna throw it back to you.
I don't even understand what that means. You know what I mean? And you know why? Because if that's how you feel, shoot, wait till you see what you get ready to do.
That's it.
I feel like you're supposed to get that. It's kind of like an EGOT. You know what an EGOT is?
No.
That's what Candy wants. She want that EGOT award.
An EGOT is when you have an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony.
Yeah.
So you're
that's
a
all
legend.
okay.
So don't get me wrong. I appreciate it. Thank
Right.
you.
Mhm.
I and it's so humbling because it's like I really got it by just being me.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't have to pretend. And when you walk around with this book cover on, and I've just been so blessed because people see me, and I appreciate that so much. And I've never had any problems. I've never had anybody call me out my name. I never, and I try to treat people the way I want to be treated.
Right.
And so, I mean, just thank you. I appreciate the invite. This is a dope show, though. It really is.
Well, make sure you go tell all your legendary friends because a legend has to be. When a person is of a certain caliber, I believe that they are within certain caliber of people. Well, they should be.
Well, when we were in that room that night,
Mm-hmm.
and my name kept coming up, I can't even lie. I went in my car, started crying.
You did,
I can tell you now,
right?
because I was like, because I haven't done anything in what, like 3 years.
Yeah, they were
And-
calling, and I was like, where?
And just to
Just
keep,
like that.
so for them to keep saying it, I was like,
People don't forget.
yo, that's crazy.
People
I
don't
appreciate
forget.
it though. I just, I don't know, man.
And you going about, your work and doing you, and not looking for the recognition or anything like that. And that's why, people can see that, and of course they're gonna
They gotta acknowledge you
they
when you
gotta
in the
acknowledge
room.
you.
Well, believe it or not, I'm shy.
Oh wow.
I am,
Oh wow.
for real. I am.
Yeah.
So I talk when I have to,
Right.
but I like putting the spotlight on other people. So to me, it's like I love seeing when they say, I want to thank God.
Right.
I want to thank, they really do love this award.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, that's everything, man.
And and it is, because I think back, just even on our, we'll be 3 years in April.
Okay, congratulations.
When we, like sometimes people be like, oh, I don't want the awards and I don't want, yeah, but I think sometimes when you're doing it and you're like, you get some of what you, far as your roses while you're yet here.
Correct.
So if you get an award or you get recognition, it helps.
It does. And for me, it's like I want to be the Grammys of Virginia, not Hampton
Gotcha.
Roads of Virginia. And the reason why I say that is because for the Blendsville Awards, you can't pay to get in there. You have to be selected. You can't pay to perform. You can't, like, you're here because you're dope. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
You can't pay for nominations. I
Mhm.
don't do that. You're here because you're dope and you deserve it.
Recognizing what they're doing.
Yeah.
So
So-
the grind
okay.
don't stop.
The grind don't
Nope.
stop. And then now it's good time to get on the road and start going to all the open mics and
Right.
and try to sit back in the corners, But it's a lot of talent here, and I don't know how to open that portal, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. So we'll see. It's coming. I feel it.
It is because I think a lot of things are, a lot of different groups are in the process of trying to figure out Virginia. How can it make Virginia great?
Right.
Like, like
As far as entertainment.
right. So I think that it is our time,
Mm-hmm.
and that's for whatever Virginia is doing. I think this is the time, and you got to take advantage of the time.
Mm-hmm. So we need to become great as a whole.
Yeah.
Something in the water was awesome.
It was.
I didn't
Like,
go.
It was.
I did.
I went
It was
the
amazing.
night where I knew Jay-Z was going to show up because
How did you
Jay-Z
know?
is a man of he is a man of skill. He's strategically brilliant.
Mhm.
So when the trucks, the buses start going by, every now and then you see like 444. That's his album.
Mhm.
I said, oh, he's letting everybody know I'm gonna be there.
Right.
I'm gonna be there. So we went up in Waterman's. Beyonce was up there.
Okay.
But I knew Jay-Z was coming, and I love Jay-Z in concert. That was my third time seeing him.
Yeah.
He to me is the epitome of how a rap show should go. Everybody
wow.
can't get a live band and spend time, working on it, but we have a live band at the award show.
Okay.
It just makes it so much better.
Yeah.
My dream is to have my own theater. So
Okay.
that way we can do everything in there.
Do everything. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well,
Oh,
we're excited for what's to come for you. Like just listening to you talk about, especially your thoughts now and what you're trying to bring into fruition with the help of God, of course.
mhm.
We're excited for Virginia. Like, and then
Well, don't put it on me.
I'm just telling you, like, we're excited for Virginia, and then now that we know, because like I feel like when people come on WAGM in it, we it's just not anybody. Like, we strategically seek out certain people now because it has to all make sense somehow.
Yeah, it
Mhm.
has to make sense.
Mhm.
So, and that's something that we had to learn.
Okay.
Because it's
You know.
still a networking and it's still a connection, right?
It is.
Yeah.
And you build that database,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
and then and like you said, you can have your own awards.
Yeah.
You know, just by watching the people that you interview, seeing what they accomplished, because you don't have to be like nominees. You can just have, you know, the Wait Again Minute honor awards. You know what I'm saying? The honorees are people who you pick for whatever reason, and you just want to show your love. This is what it is.
And that's definitely what it's about too. It's about giving people their flowers while they yet can smell them, because people are leaving here like crazy.
Right. Like Takeoff.
That's what I was about to say.
Crazy.
Before we get out of here, what are your thoughts on Takeoff?
Me?
Yeah.
I want to know, why was he even in the back of a bowling alley throwing dice? You're rich.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like when you get to a certain point, it's just some places you shouldn't go. And like, that shouldn't have happened.
Yeah. But if the mentality is still the same, it doesn't really matter that he's rich. The mentality had to change first. He had to adjust his mental and his surroundings.
Okay, but do you think maybe some people have what's called survivor's remorse? You know what that is?
He does have that. Yeah. He said it on Drink Champs.
Okay, he did. Okay, yeah.
Man,
so, and you feel like,
that.
I gotta go back because I don't want them to think that I think I'm all that, and but you are all of that.
Yeah.
And the one person who doesn't care about survivor's remorse but is jealous of all that you have
is that other person that's not doing what you're doing.
Yeah, and you can give back. Like, what's the guy's name who was going to the store to get his mom like some cake or something, and they shot through the window down in like down south somewhere. Like, it's been like, I don't know if it was last year, but he was just in there getting like in the bakery getting cake. Somebody shot him.
Oh, you talking about the
rapper?
The rapper.
Yeah, yes.
Like,
like why?
Yeah. That was.
But they said, but not only was he there supposed to be going to get his money, but that was a routine that he went to that same bakery all the time.
And it's like, I'm not saying why did he go in there. I'm saying why. Like, I feel like if everybody who gets jealous would just find their passion.
But they're not going to do that. Why find their own passion when they so busy focusing on how you accomplish yours?
I think what it is too. I was listening to, I think it was Drink Champs. I don't know what listening to, and they said that a lot of the rappers, they they can make it out the hood, but they can't take them from the hood. So they still be around the hood, and they support the hood, and the hood is the one that ultimately takes them out of here.
Right.
And you take him out of the hood, but you can't take the hood out of him.
Right. So you had people that were still living in the hood, taking care of the hood, and somebody from the hood did something to them.
Because they jealous for whatever reason, or it could just simply be just because, like, oh well, I wanted something and you didn't give it to me this day.
But you know what,
sense
though?
of entitlement.
Yeah.
But you know what, though? This is what people have to understand. Let's say you make it. Okay, we'll take Pharrell for instance. Pharrell doesn't have to do anything for anybody,
for anyone.
That's just who he is.
Right. That's right.
Pharrell used to come on Foxy Fridays, the show I was telling you about, with Golden Girl, Lex Coop, and myself, and just hang out. This is before he was Pharrell, Gene, Malice, and they would come through and just talk on the show, whatever. And next thing you know, he's Pharrell.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so I feel like people don't really know what they want or what they want to become. So they want to be known for something. And somebody in their mind is like, I'm the one that killed Takeoff.
Right. People do stuff now just for notoriety.
Yeah.
To say, oh, I was the one.
I was the one.
I was the one.
Whether it's good or bad.
Yeah.
And that's unfortunate.
It is.
So like, I don't know, man. You can't explain something you don't understand.
Correct.
But what I do believe is that it's easy to love, harder to create that situation, create the hate, and it's just easy to love and it's fun. Like sometimes I'll see people in the store, like a little lady, whatever, she might be like, hello, beautiful, how are you? And she perks up. That makes my day. I hope I made hers.
That's the type of personality, and that's something that God has given you. Whereas somebody like me or either Mz Goggetta, we may want to have that type of spirit, but we just don't possess it.
Yeah, but you don't.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold up for a minute.
She said, don't speak for me.
Okay.
Is that what we doing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
She said, don't speak for her.
The way you just said that.
No, I was using it. I wasn't saying that you were evil Knievel. I was just saying that maybe, like sometimes sometimes people are blessed with things that
Yeah,
other people
that's
wish
true.
they had.
That's true.
Yeah, but do you know that you could actually be? Remember, I told you there's a time where I really didn't talk.
Mm-hmm.
Like growing up, and my mom would be like, "Why you look so mad?" But I wasn't mad. I was thinking. I was thinking about what I wanted to become, thinking about just something fun. I just want to go play basketball. I just want to. It wasn't that. I was just thinking.
Okay.
And so when I became cognizant of that look on my face, and I was like, "Okay, I see what she's saying."
Mhm.
But some people can change the room just by being in the room.
That's true.
Yes.
You know, so I'm not saying everybody has to speak. I'm saying that it tugs at my heart to see somebody unhappy or that looks unhappy. And I just want to know, hey, if I see you're struggling with the bag, I'm gonna get the bag. I'm, help with the bag. Go do this, go do that. It just because if I don't, I'm gonna get on my own nerves. You know, you should have did right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, so but everybody's not built like that. Some people are just built to be somewhere and even out the energy in the room.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Last question: respect or loyalty?
Loyalty,
Why?
because it encompasses respect. If you're gonna be loyal to me, you respected me from the jump.
That's true. That's true. Any last words, Ms. Goggetta?
That's true. Yeah. I'm like saying, well, but no, it's true. So you saying you can be respectful of someone, but you're not loyal to them. Like, like you said, with the
'cause
older lady,
I'm pretty
you helped her
sure-
with the bag. That was
Right.
respect, but you're not loyal to
I don't
her.
have to be loyal. I don't even know her.
Right.
You know what I mean? And people kill people they respect.
I know like that.
Think about it. You respect them because of their grind. You respect them because of how they went and got it, how they went and got that bag, how they did this, how they did that. I'm not loyal. I'm gonna kill you because I'm jealous.
Oh, dang, yeah. I never looked at it that way.
Yeah, so I'd
That's
rather
true.
have the loyalty. The loyalty feels like love because I can be loyal to you and never see you, but when after 3 years I see you again, it's just like I saw you yesterday. You know what I mean? And how many times have you heard somebody say, I can respect them. I don't even have to like them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
I respect Bill Gates. I respect this person. I respect that person. I'm not have to like him. I can respect Bill Gates. I'm telling you the key statement people say, I can respect Bill Gates, but he corny, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I love Bill Gates because he didn't care. You know what I mean? I loved him because he didn't care what you thought. He put on a suit and some flip-flops and keep it moving.
That's it. That's it.
You know what
That's
I mean?
Yeah.
And whereas the average person out here trying to prove that they have what they don't have.
Mm-hmm.
I got on this $700 shoes, but I'm gonna get put out there. So,
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'd rather have the loyalty because if I give you mine, it's for a lifetime, unless you hurt me. And then I'm not gonna do anything to you. I'm just gonna disappear. You know, we don't have to be in each other's lives. That's a gift.
Yeah.
When you invite somebody in your space, that's a gift.
Yeah.
And so for that person to unwrap that and then discard of everything that was in it, like it was nothing.
So they won't loyal.
Yeah, my loyalty comes like this. I get the gift, right? I don't even want to open it because I'm so excited to have it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't even care what's inside. I just want to hold it.
So
I'm gonna carry
on the
it.
shelf.
I'm gonna sit it on the shelf. There you go. I'm gonna sit it on the shelf because I appreciate good people.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Good people make me smile. Good people make my heart skip. Good people just make my energy go to the roof. And it makes me walk away from that person saying, I can be better.
Yeah.
You know, I can be better. And I'm gonna be better tomorrow. I'm gonna be better tomorrow. And then some days I get lazy. You know,
like we all do.
Yeah, I get lazy. But in that laziness, I'm thinking. Yeah. So when I come out of it.
So your mind constantly.
Yeah. In my dreams, I dream in color. I dream, on the regular, I dream that I am at Beyonce and Jay-Z's house. And they're like, hey, Pumpkin, what's up?
But what are you doing?
We're just hanging out. Matter of fact, a picture came out when Blue Ivy was born. I told a friend of mine about a dream I had. I went into Beyonce's house, their house, and Blue was running around, crawling around. And Jay-Z took her outside through this. They had this like creek running through the house, or a pool sort of, and it went outside this door that was like right there, and he had her up like this. And I explained it to my friend. About a week and a half later, he sent me a picture, and it was Jay-Z holding Blue Ivy up with this little water thing. He said, "You had to have seen it." I said, "Man, I dreamed that."
Oh, so you didn't dream anything about Way to Gam Man. I just need to know before you leave.
I probably will now because the thing about me, I have to absorb the essence. Like I know who you are now. I know what you want. I've experienced everything, and I understand what it is. Then before I came, I went and looked. Say okay, all right, because sometimes I feel like some interviews are a setup. So I'm already I've already briefed myself on what if somebody says this, but I didn't do that. I just came in. I didn't feel like I needed to send anything. Like, sometimes when people do interviews, you can send a list that says don't touch these subjects. So I felt comfortable coming in here. It didn't matter what you were going to ask me, I think.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I had a good time. I did.
Well, we definitely,
I'm a sweat.
It's all good. We definitely appreciate you stopping by Way to Gam and taking time out your busy schedule. And for us, we're glad that you feel comfortable. And the key word what you just said, phrase about far as Way to Gam Minute, we can't be explained. We only can be experienced.
I like that.
So with that being said,
and that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is. This chair is comfortable too.
The hot seat.
It is the hot seat for real.
Yeah. So with that being said, we're gonna get on out of here. So stay tuned to all things Way to Gam Minute. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.